Hey YouTube. Well, it's been a while since I've had a mower to work on, but here we go. This is a 1991 Murray Riding Mower. Story with this goes, um, it was used and sat in a garage. I actually bought this off of one of my old high school friends, and he said that his family used it. I'm assuming they bought it new. And then about 10 years ago, they decided that they were going to have a service come and cut their lawn, or a neighbor or something. So this tractor promptly sat in their garage for somewhere around 10 years. When I first saw it, all the tires were flat, and I came to calling this tractor Big Dirty because even though it's not the cleanest tractor in the world right now, it was much dirtier when I first got it. So this is Big Dirty. So I bought this for $40. That price included delivery, and I really knew nothing about it. I had seen pictures, but my buddy told me that it needed a deck adjustment because the cut was all weird. He said it needed a carb cleaning, oil change, basic maintenance stuff that I probably would have done anyway. So we got it over here. The $40 included delivery, by the way. I did not have to go pick this up. So that was pretty good for buying the tractor and delivery, 40 bucks. Then I got it here, and it didn't crank or anything. So the first thing I addressed was that. I put a new battery in it, and I thought it was going to need a solenoid. It ended up not needing a solenoid, which is good because the solenoid on this thing is kind of strange. You really can't see it under there. Just the way the posts are oriented is rather unconventional for what you usually get with solenoids today, like those Briggs & Stratton solenoids. So I put a new battery in it, and it cranked. So all the safety switches were fine. The key switch was fine. The solenoid was fine. So that was good. So I put some gas in the carburetor, and it tried to fire up. So I was like, okay. I put some gas in the tank, and it ran pretty poorly. The high speed and the idle speed were both off, and it would not idle without the choke. But as far as I know, that was the first start in about 10 years. So pretty damn good for that. So I just adjusted the carburetor. I messed with the screws. This has a 14 horse opposed twin, which I've always liked the opposed twins. They're not very fuel efficient, but I've found them to be pretty good engines. So I adjusted the carburetor, and it ran pretty well, actually. A lot better than I expected. And with some more fine tweaking, it idles pretty good, and it doesn't surge or anything. So I escaped having to rebuild the carburetor, which was nice. So I got it running, and then I did all the basic maintenance stuff, plugs, oil, air filter, fuel filter, all that type of stuff. Put some grease on there. This engine was filthy when I first got the tractor. It had all sorts of soot and grease and crap all over it. So I bought some degreasing spray, and that did a pretty nice job. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. What can you expect from a 20-some-odd-year-old tractor, better part of 30-year-old tractor? So that was that. I had to oil up the choke cable a little bit and the throttle cable. Had to put a new tube in this tire. That was all the rest of the tires held air, which was also incredible. The headlights were not quite working when I first got it, but they work now, so those are all fixed. I leveled the deck, put some graphite paint underneath the deck after I cleaned it off real good, wire brushed it and everything. The deck was pretty disgusting. I mean, you know, 10-year-old clumped grass, had some surface rust on it, so I wire brushed it really well and put that paint on there, sharpened the blades. Like I said, leveled the deck. It was pretty low in this corner right here. It had to be raised quite a bit. And that's about it. That's really all it's taken to get this tractor where it is. This is the first Murray I've owned. I can't say they're my favorite tractor, but this one seems to do all right. I cut the grass with it last week, and it cuts pretty well, really. The only thing I still have to do before I sell it is there's some cracking here where the seat goes. So I'm going to fix that, you know, just real quick. I just washed it. That's why the battery looks wet. It's not spewing out acid or anything. Fix that post here. That's about it. Really the only two complaints I have about this tractor are, as you can see, the hood does not line up with the rest of the engine cover. I'm not quite sure why that is. I have not been able to get it to line up properly, and I'm not going to waste any more time with it. I don't want to break the plastic or screw up the metal or anything. It's, you know, it's okay the way it is. And the steering. That is the other complaint I have about this tractor, because this thing has about the worst turning radius of any lawn tractor I've ever seen. This is locked right here. This is like wheels locked. I've never seen, and there's no way to adjust it any further than that or anything. And you know, we got a little play in the steering shaft, but for what I'm gonna get for this, I'm not really gonna put any more work into it. It's annoying, but you know, it still steers. It's not unbearably sloppy. So I'll start it up for you. It usually starts without choke. Idles pretty well, I think. Lights work. So there we have that. Not too crazy about the shift on the go thing, where it like engages the clutch when you shift it back or whatever. I'd just as soon use the actual clutch. But this is going up for sale. I like the opposed twin, but I'm just kind of ready to get it out of here. Don't have room. But it's been nice to have a project to work on, because I don't really get to do a whole lot of them anymore. I don't really have a bunch of time, or not a lot of projects reveal themselves. So there is the 1991 Murray lawn tractor.